German short rows are becoming much more popular now for doing short rows in lots of different projects. You'll see them in socks and scarves and sweaters. And so today's demonstration is going to be showing you how to do a German short row. I have my knitting here and I have marked my center stitch. Now, depending on what your pattern states, you will be going, according to my pattern, 2 stitches past my center. So I'm going to go ahead and knit to my center stitch. And I will be knitting 2 stitches past my center stitch. I'm going to knit my center stitch, and then as stated, I'm going to be knitting 2 stitches past my center stitch. Okay, just like that. Now, my pattern tells me that this is the point where we're going to turn. So I'm going to turn my work around. I'm going to slip this first stitch. And then as I pull my yarn over the top, it creates these 2 little legs and puts my yarn in the back. This is still 1 stitch. And I'll show you how we're going to work that here in just a minute. So now I'm going to be going back across my work to 2 stitches past my center stitch. Okay, so here's my center stitch, this guy right here. And so I've got 1, 2 stitches past my center stitch. Okay, it works the same on a purl side as it does on a knit side. So I'm going to turn my work with my yarn in front. I'm going to slip my first stitch as if to purl and pull my yarn to the back. Now it leaves those 2 little legs, which are still 1 stitch, and they're in the back. My yarn is in the back. So now I'm going to knit according to my pattern to 1 stitch past my last German short row. Okay, I'm going to knit this as 1. So I'm going to knit both of those legs in 1 stitch. Knit the next stitch and be ready to do my next short row. So I'm going to be turning my work, slipping my yarn as if to purl, bringing my yarn across the needle to the back, creating those 2 little legs right here, and being ready to go back across my work. I'm going to go and purl to 1 stitch past my German short row. Okay, that's this little guy right here. Looks a little strange, but it's got 2 little legs. And I'm going to purl into both of those. Purl 1 more stitch. And be ready to turn my work. Yarn's in front. Slip my first stitch. Pull my yarn over the back, creating those 2 little legs. And then I start knitting again. Here's my German short row. Those 2 little weird looking legs. Knit those 2, knit 1 stitch past, turn my work, slip as if to purl, purl my yarn over, bring my yarn over the top, and I'm ready to purl back. So very simple. The caution I just need to make sure is that you remember that these legs that are created when you pull your yarn over the top is still one stitch. So don't make the mistake that you need to purl both of those or knit both of those, but that is one stitch, okay? And you just keep going on your pattern as stated until you have completed all of your German short rows. There's my German short row. Purl one and turn. And there you have it. And you can use these on socks, scarves, sweaters, lots of different projects. We'll be using it on the Shibui Athos scarf. And so now you are familiar with that technique. Happy knitting.